So we are going to add some extra details to our panda bear. So this is part 2, and it's nice to add details to bring the panda more to life, give it more shadow, make its face look a little more realistic. I also want to add some grass and some little extra highlights to the fur, which is, it's kind of nice as it is, so we don't need to do much there. And that's about it. There's not really a lot in this part 2, but I'd like to show you how to finish your painting basically. These are the brushes I'm using, the same ones I had before, just flat synthetic brushes with a chiseled edge. We can work with those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some shadow to around here, around the mouth and the eyes, just to give his face a little more structure. I got a little bit of burnt sienna here, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to it just so it's not too dark. I'm just going to try that. See what that's like. So it goes around by the mouth and it goes up behind the eye. So we're just gonna take some of that burnt sienna and around that area to give it a shadow. I'm gonna widen it out a little bit. There we go. I'll bring it down a little bit around the chin. There we go. And we'll do the other side also. So we'll come around here, meet up with the lip, and down around here. Good. A little bit of shadow going on back here too. Just separate those two there. There we go. Darken it up a little bit more. Good. Trying to get that darker, a little darker, not much. But I'd rather for you to put it on light first and see if you like it. If you're not sure, at least you can go over it with your white. All right. So get that a little darker. I'm using chisel edge of my brush to put it on there. Yep. You can look at different pictures of pandas to see how the shadows are. All right. A little bit of shadow going on down here. A little bit of shadow here, a little bit of shadow there. Good. Now, a little bit of blue. As you can see, I have yellow and blue, burnt sienna and white on my palette. Not very much paint. I don't like to waste paint. So I usually, I'm going to add white to my blue. Makes a really nice light blue. Okay, about that light there. And then I'm going to add that side nose here. In a little bit more. Here. Getting a little more depth. guy's ear. There we go. Just little shadows. And now, we don't want to leave it like that, obviously. So we're going to easily just use our chiseled edge brush. I'm going to get a bit of a bigger one. This one's a little bit small. So I'm going to get a bigger one. Not much bigger than that one. I'm going to try this one because I'm using the chiseled edge of the brush. You know, it doesn't have to be too small, too big. We just got to make sure it matches what we're doing. Okay, like I said, whenever you're doing your brush, you're not sure how big it is. Have a look with the brush, the area that you're going to do. Like you could use a bigger brush here for the black first, and then for the fur highlights, you can use a smaller brush because you're making smaller strokes. So let's take some white, a tiny bit of blue. I don't think I want too much blue because I'm trying to get highlights on the fur. And I'm going to chisel it out by pulling it through like that, okay? Now I got a nice chiseled edge. See that? Now we got to make sure that we go over this fur strokes. You're almost going to make it disappear because we don't want to get some more paint. Make sure you see those nice strokes, okay? If you have to reload several times, go for it. Just want that shadow in the background. That shadow is basically, you don't want to see it too much. Not really fussy about that shadow. I'm just going by the picture. If you don't like the shadow, you go back in, white, take it out, and go back to the way it was before. But that's the way the picture is. But like I always tell you, don't have to be exactly the same as the picture, for sure. So I'm trying to get some fur. Reload your brush. Use the chiseled edge and make strokes. There we go. The fur inside. Just these little strokes. Good. Good. I keep reloading, as you can see. As you can see, a bit of fur coming down here. Some fur going down over this part here. Just going into my white now. And a few little extra strokes here. Also, down here. It's like you're covering up what you just did, which is fine because that's still going to come through. It's just shadow under the fur. There we go. It's cool. Getting more fur on the face. See? Just keep loading. And I make these little strokes. I'm trying to leave some of that brown behind. This is fun, you know. I know you might think it's tedious, but it's fun putting on these extra, look, extra fur. You just go make a few strokes and then you go back and reload. And I'm just barely touching the canvas with my brush so that it's not coming off in big thick strokes. It's just coming off in little tiny ones. Basically touching the corner of my brush, the top corner of my brush. Look at that. See that? See? Every time you see my hand go away, that's because I'm reloading. Look. I find this fun. I love this. Because it's not frustrating, because you're just doing what you're not doing anything to change anything, you're just adding a few extra things. Leave some of the blue there and you'll get a furry look there, see? Oops, oopsie daisies. So if your fur is really white and you're trying to put more white on top of it, you may find it hard to see. That's why I got some blue underneath the fur. So that when I make extra strokes, you can see it. Nice and furry there now. Cute. He's cute. There we go. Now I'm going to get a little bit of black and just trim up this edge a little bit. And I also got to make some whiskers. Hang on. Use your flat brush again, just clean off the white. And I found my black. I have more black. I didn't have any black when I first did this. So now I do. You always have to have lots of supplies. Just clean up this edge here. Just add a little edge there because You don't have to. It's only if you found that your fur was it was messy or it didn't look right. I'm just cleaning up my edge there. But I want to show you anyway because I want to show you that you clean up your edges. See, it looks better. And I messed up the eye a little bit here. There we go. That's better. See, just clean up the edges. There we go, that's nice. Good. So I can go over it a little more, brings it a little more depth. If you found that too light right here, you can just add a little more black in there. I don't need to do much there. That's nice. So what I like to do now is add some grass. I'm gonna get some green. I'm gonna make my own green. I like to make my own colors because I can decide how dark or light I want it. So I got some dark green here. I'm just going to, I mixed blue and yellow. Just got a little bit of strokes like that. Chiseled edge. Chiseled edge. We don't want to ruin everything that we just did. All right. So I'm going to lighten up my grass after. I just want to get a basic. I got to do the whiskers too. I forgot about the whiskers. All right, so I'm going to get some green grass going on down here. Don't need much. Goes this way and that way. This way and that. I gotta lighten it up so you can see it. It's just putting a little bit of grass here. It. Just pull out some grass like that on your chiseled edge. And then you lighten it up with some yellow and white. Go on top of what you just did. Go to the left and then go to the right. Like go to the right, go to the left. All right. See, so you're putting your yellow on your brush. You don't need to mix it anymore. You got a dirty brush. You're just putting yellow on top there, and that way, then you get to keep your yellow and use your chiseled edge and pull up these nice bits of grass. You can do it whatever way you want. There we go. That's it, really. Just let some of that fall off your brush there. See how it's coming off the edge? And you let that, use that for highlight, see? Good. I'll take some green. Some of that green here on one side of my brush. And yellow on the other side. See if I can get a big one without ruining my panda. So I'm going to touch on the chiseled edge, touch, and I'm going to push in as hard as I can, and then come down. Good. So you can do that again if it didn't. There we go. That's better. And then we're going to do another one, and a little one this time. All right. And that's all there is to that. See, even that little bit there, you know, kind of gives a nice addition to your painting. See? All these little things, little details are really important. You might do your painting and think it's finished, but in reality, all these little details. Now, you don't want to overdo details, obviously, right? Just adding a few highlights to these over here just to bring them out a bit more. Add a bit of white to your yellow, that'll brighten it up a bit. Maybe bring in a few of these here. Just touch and pull, push, like we do with the big one. Touch and push. Nice. Nice. Right? So you touch and push. Gives it touch and push. There we go. That's nice. That is very nice. Good. You can even take a round brush if you like. This is not in the picture, but you can just take some yellow and white. Just add a few little thinner ones. I'm not going to add too many because I don't want to overdo it. Now, we want to fix up the whiskers a little bit. Let's see. Before I do the whiskers, I'm going to put a bit of gray, some black and white to make gray. I really like gray, okay? Because I want to add a little depth to the eyes there. So let's just take little strokes in here. Same thing, little strokes on your chiseled edge. I can barely see that, so I'll lighten it up a small bit more so I can show you. But it's gray paint, okay? Gray and little strokes right here. See? Gives it more depth. See the fur? Isn't that cool? All these little strokes are so nice, aren't they? Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. You could even add a little bit more to the ear if you want. Don't need much. Like I said, if you're already happy with what you got done, no need to do too much more. Okay. It's nice. Good. I think it's good here. So all we need now is to get those whiskers on there. Try taking a cardstock, cardboard, whatever you can find there, but nice thin edge. I'm going to try this. And just tap it into your white paint to get the edge nice and wet with paint. And then just add some whiskers. So we add those whiskers. That one might be a bit too long. So you can make your cardboard smaller. So what I'll do is, got those done. I'm just going to do the edge here. And I'll get a couple of little whiskers going down here. Just going to use the corner of that there just to... Okay, we'll leave that for that. And so I'll give you an idea of what you can do to help you make some whiskers. So I'm just going to take a small round brush. I'm going to wet it, tap it off in my tissue, and then I'm going to roll it around in some white paint. So I'm going to roll it around, just roll it around like that to get a nice chiseled edge of your brush, or a little nice little top on your brush. And fix these up here. Okay, so you just get some more. You can do that with the chisel edge of your brush. Now, if you don't like that, you can always take them out with some black paint. And these here, just going to bring the edge of those down around a little bit. Take the edge of it and bring them down. Sort of curve them on the end there. Like they're hanging down. There we go. But at least once you get the straight ones, then you can play around with those and get those. Right, so I'm going to fix up that bottom part there with a bit of black. Not sure if I like those there. Make it a bit thinner. There we go. So you just put some black in between what you just did. Leave some. So many different ways you can do things. That's why I want to show you. Here we go. Take our small flat chiseled edge brush and just dress that up a little bit, fix it up a little bit. As you can see, I made a boo-boo right there. Now this little brush is cute. Just using the chiseled edge of my brush, the tip of it to get that little line. There we go. There we go. Good. So you can play around with as much as you want. Just don't overdo it. Just don't make a mess like I just did. Just trying to add a bit of fur, and I must have some dark paint on my brush. Just add more. So cute that you can see some of this fur just sticking out like that. Isn't that cool? That's about it. I'm just playing around right now. But if you like what you got done, please. Don't want you to mess it up. You get mad at me. So I'm just letting some of that paint fall off so I get those little highlights. Cute. Practically jumping off the canvas there. Tone them down a little tiny bit. There we go. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm done. You know, I think it's kind of nice. It's okay there. You know, you need a really, really tiny round brush to get those little tiny lines down there, like you see in the reference photo. So tiny that a long liner brush like this one. These certainly come in handy. You use those for long lines too. So try and take out some of those just to So you really need a very thin brush to get those lines really thin. So there we go. I think I'll leave that. I think I'll leave it. If you want your grass a little lighter, you just add some yellow. You can add that to the edge there, or because the sun is coming in from the left, so you can put some on the edge here like that. Brighten it up. Okay. That's nice. That's very nice. Might be a bit of shadow there because the bear is big. I think that's good. Nice. Look at that. See, that gave it a little more depth. I think it gave it a little more depth. Let me know what you think. Do you like it without those shadows? Or do you like it with the shadows? You know, like I like it. And on the reference photo, shadows are really brownish color. I didn't want them too deep like that. I just wanted to add subtle shadows. But yeah, let me know in the comments section, you know. Ask me any questions. What you think. If you like those shadows or you don't like them. If you don't like them, you can take them out and just go back to the way it was before. So that's it. Grass adds nice depth to it, right? And it looks really pretty. So I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. And I will be doing another one pretty soon. I have another dog that I may do, a Saint Bernard dog. I also have maybe a parrot or some kind of a bird with a lot of color that I said I was going to do a few months back. So I'm going to do that one too. And I really need you guys to let me know what you want me to paint. I want you to send me your picture. I can paint your picture. So we'll have a session where I'll get you guys to send me your picture and I'll paint it as a tutorial. And then you can print it off and you can frame it. It'll be your paint. It'll be from your picture. So even if it's a cabin that you in the woods that you visit, or you did as even as a child, or you know, some memories, some kind of pictures with memories in it. That's about it. So I'll wait to hear from you, and you can let me know. Even if you don't want to send me a picture, let me know what you would still like to paint. You can also go to Pixabay, pixabay.com, and there's all those pictures are free for me to paint, anybody, any artist. And if you see a picture there that strikes your fancy, send it to me and I will paint it for you. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.